Hello and welcome back to SMT5. So, we have every single member, apart from one, of our party at level 90 now. I've gone and leveled them all up, including Cyrenup and Belphegor. They are both there. Now, there is a problem with Cyrenup. You might be like, oh wow, he's level 90, we can use him. Just look at his stats, then look at Adun's stats, and back to his stats. You may be able to see the problem here. Cyrenup has significantly lower stats, same with Belphegor, although Belphegor's vitality, I hadn't actually realised, is actually insane. He might be good to bring in as a tanky one. But the problem is, after a certain level, you stop getting the extra stats that we were getting from Miracles. Now, the problem with that is that the ones who were higher level, such as, say, Mephisto or Cleopatra, or, I mean, if you look at Trumpeter as well, the ones that were higher level continued gaining those bonus stats, while Cyrenup and Belphegor didn't. So that's kind of the reason why they're still a little bit useless, but hey, they're level 90 now. If we fuse them into something else, that's going to be a good time. Now, I did say that all members of our party minus one were level 90. Who's the one that isn't? Well, that is Chi-Yu, and made him as an Amon and a Flamus fusion, and, well, basically we brought him in because he has Yabusame Shot. Now, this is a really good ability at just getting the crit. We already used it as Kali previously, and the reason why I want to bring him in is I thought, I really need a little bit more damage. Having somebody in the final slot who can always crit and who will always do damage to everything is probably a good thing. So that's why I brought him in. Now, we do need to do a little bit of work with this guy. What we need to do is we need to give him a restore ability. That would be huge, just so that he's constantly gaining back some of that MP that he's losing from using Yabusame Shot, because otherwise he can only use it 9 times, and that's obviously not good enough. And we potentially need to raise his skill potential for physical, just so that, well, 1, it does more damage, and 2, it costs less. So that's going to be some stuff that we'll need to do, but apart from that, we now have this new guy. He's pretty good. Oh, I also rebought him on because we had enough money, and I felt like a level 90 owl was pretty good. Right, before we get into editing this guy though, let's have a little look at his lore. A Chinese god of war, often depicted with a bull's head, 6 or 8 arms, and 4 eyes. He invented many weapons and commanded an invincible army. Seeking control of the land, he fought with Huang Di, and though he was winning, Huang Di invented something of his own, the south-pointing chariot, and promptly defeated him. Huang Di then had Chi-Yu's head buried thousands of li apart from his body. Oh. Okay. Well, there you go. We are going to go into, where is it, Essence Fusion, or whatever we're going to call it. And we're going to see whether we can get Restore, and then we're going to see whether we have enough like physical skill potential stuff to, you know, push that up a little bit. Right. Now, Restore. We know that none of the ones at the top are likely to have it, because we always check those. Although we did get a few extra essences that we'd used. I think we got Amon's essence again, because we have used that previously. See here, just looking for anyone. Luckily it does sort them sort of in the same way that we sort them, so that it has the passives mostly down the bottom, so you can kind of quickly jump through here. Enduring Soul, there's a lot of Enduring Souls. The fact that so many people have it, it kind of makes me think that the game wants you to use it more. I just don't see the... Like, I can see how it is useful, like, in an individual moment, right? The ability to go back to full HP. The problem is, if you're in that situation... Oh, there's High Restore. But if you're in that situation, it's only going to trigger once, right? So, in a fight like the one that we're about to do, that's not going to help us at all. Because even if it triggers that one time, it's not actually going to do anything long term. It's only going to save you for one turn. While just having more damage or being tankier, that's the kind of thing that continues like every single turn of the fight. Anyway, don't know. Maybe it lets you play more aggressively. Maybe that's the logic. Anyway, we're going to give him these ones. I don't know if he needs Drain Ice. Drain Ice is okay. But, I don't know. Is that necessary? I guess we could take it just for just now. Safeguard is necessary. I think high physical aroma, 100% necessary. Increases physical damage, and we're going to use him for his physical move. Safeguard is necessary because if he misses, we still want it to give us an extra turn thanks to the crit. Great Life Spring, necessary because, you know, a ton of health means that he's unlikely to be killed. And then he does need Null Elect and Null Fire. Which I guess means that Drain Ice is not necessary. Yeah. That's the answer. So that's what we're going for. And then High Restore. Because he needs Null Elect and Null Fire because the boss uses electric and fire moves, and therefore, you know, not being immune to them would probably be pretty bad. Yeah. Let's go with this. So now he has High Restore.
How is this?
Not got a lot else going for him, but, you know, that's fine. Right, let's head out here. Now, let me just quickly check skill proficiencies as well. So I just want to check. Yours, we could get you more ice. So more ice on this guy would be good. You need more physical. You're perfect in every way. Okay. So, items. We might not have these. That's the other side for this one, but that's fine. So, Ice Sutra. We actually have more than enough for Trumpeter. So he is now a level 9 in there. Wonderful. Now, Battle Sutras, we do also have enough to push Chiyu up to 9 as well. Perfect. So that's him up at level 9. So, now if we have a look at our party, we've got us. We've got Trumpeter, who's doing a 44 MP with a 20 refund on the High Restore. So that's effectively costing 24 usage, which gives us 20 usages of this before we run out of MP, assuming we have no MP recovery whatsoever. That should probably be enough, I would reckon. If that's not enough, then we're probably not doing enough damage. We then have Tal, who is doing exactly what Tal was doing beforehand. And we have Chiyu, who has a 29 cost Yabusame shot, which is effectively a 9 cost shot, so that can be used a ridiculous number of times. Yeah, if we run out of MP on him, something has gone very, very horribly wrong. So, that's my plan. We're going to go into it with this. Now, there are some other suggestions that people have made. Like, potentially, what we could do is we could get both on Trumpeter and on us, we could get the ability to have, what's it? Yeah, we get like high ice pleromas, and what that would do is that would then mean that the ice moves are hitting with a little bit more punch, so that would definitely be good. That's the kind of suggestion that's been made, so I think that that's something we should think about. The other one is that if we get more piercing moves, obviously we can ignore all the different resistances and just do damage, like just do a flat amount of damage each turn, which would definitely be good. And that's kind of what I'm thinking with Chiyu, is that the Yabusame shot's going to help us a little bit towards that goal. But yeah, we're going to see what level 90 plus these little adjustments we've made do to our chances. And yeah, let's try it. I have made a save before we did all of these adjustments as well, which is this one. The reason I made that save is just in case we decide, oh no, Chiyu is just like god-awful or something, right? This gives us an opportunity to go back. To where we still have all the resources, basically. We do also have the option, actually, one thing before we go in here. I'm not going to do it, but I just want to show it. It's easier to do it with visuals. One other thing we could do is we could use these incenses to raise stats. I'm not doing this just yet, because I want to save these for the final fight against the Demi-Fiend. And I think that boosting whatever things we're using in that will be more important. But we could definitely do that. Yeah. And also, what they might make us a little bit OP, because effectively it's like gaining a level. Yes, you don't gain the level, like the natural kind of hidden mechanic of like lower level reduces damage or higher level increases damage. But you are gaining effectively the stat bonus from leveling up. So You still get something from it. Anyway, Shiva. Let's go. Now, if we one-shot Shiva, I would almost think we've gone too far. But we'll see. We're still under-leveled for the fight. Yes, we're using one DLC demon. But we could have made... Effectively, we have the resources to have made Trumpeter anyway. Minus the resisting the different elements. But in this fight, it barely matters. So, let's go.
You dare challenge?
Mainly because he uses Almighty. Okay, accuracy evasion is the worst roll we could get. Also, with this party, we have no reducing of his attack and no reducing of his defense. We are purely going on, like, our natural healing. So we'll see how that goes. We also have nothing else that we're going to use this for apart from Fry Cudgel. So this should give us a good idea of how much damage we're actually doing. That's an intriguing one. Savage might be useful for clearing out the random like ads that spawn. Well, let's do this one. Okay, so that's not doing significantly more than it was before. That's fine. Elastic Calamity. I can definitely see his health bar moving a little bit more, I think, but it's not a lot. Right. Tal. We set up Bowl, but we don't do anything else on Tal's turn. Chiyu. Now we can use Glacial Blast, and Glacial Blast may be a better usage against just Shiva, because it will do a little bit more damage. Not a lot, but a little. You know. So that did, what? 500 odd damage? So it's not doing a significant, like, bit more. It's just doing a little bit. Right, Severe Ice Attack. You are going to do... I suppose I could do a Matarunda as a first move. It would just stop us from being absolutely destroyed on the first turn. But I kind of want to see how much damage he does if we do nothing. Is there anything else that's good? Wonder if I can do... None of these apply to anyone else, right? Yeah, they're all for self. Guess what I want to do then is Spirit Gem. Just to gain our MP back. Or... I suppose an Ice Gem. Let's hit with an Ice Gem for just now. And actually, just for future ones. So that did like 500 damage, because it was like 280 or something each hit. How much does this do? 195. Yeah, so definitely if we're after pure damage, Glacial Blast will do more to the boss. Kandava. Hits us for 400, instant killed him. Well, that sucks. Wait, I used Kanabi Veil, right? Yeah. Does that always instant kill us? Or have I just lowered his... Huh. Well, that's interesting. Now, what's our plan? I really didn't expect him to just die. I'll be honest. I kind of thought we were, like, maybe overpowering this thing, but I guess not. Okay, anybody got an ice attack? Anybody got an ice attack? Anybody? I suppose Fion has an ice attack, and it is a high enough level where that's relevant now. Alright, I'm going to bring in Fion for just now, just to give us something to work with.
Your turn, go!
Okay, I would describe this as not an ideal situation. Hit the boss.
This ends now.
Just do some damage. Right. Light of Order. Okay. Maybe we need to have the overheal on at all times. Crit all of them. So they are going to get a full turn here. This is, this could have gone better. This is worse than some of our previous attempts, I would say. By a significant margin. I'm having to use Life Stone on an attacker's turn. This is not good. Okay, he's alive. We're alive. We don't block that anymore, so it wouldn't end the turn. We absorb that one, and Chiyu blocks it. I think it's only Tao who got hit, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that doesn't seem useful. I'm just seeing what our other options are here. I don't think it's Savage. I think criticals are our option here. So we go critical. Okay, critical, attack, bowl, pass, or I suppose we don't need to pass on Chiyu's turn. We could use a Amrita Shower or something similar. Yeah, so Amrita Shower. Then on our turn, we attack. Oh no, we use Kanabi Veil. Theon attacks again, we heal, and then that's the end of the turn. I think I like this. I don't know if we need to use our Magatsuhi this turn, but I still feel like it's the right move. Right, hit one of those. Hit exclusively the one on the right who wasn't weak to it. But luckily we're critting, so that doesn't matter too much. Hades Blast. That would hit 3, which is nice. Makon Lun is nice. Maybe try and kill Ganesha with it. And then buff for Barry and Severe to 1. I think Hades Blast is the right move. Well, that sucks. That means our correct move is Light of Order immediately spammed. Pass. Kanabi Veil. Unfortunately, that's our best move now. Now, if he uses Tandava again, we're screwed. Hades Blast. A Null Fizz would be useful, potentially. Oh, he already killed Tal. Oh, no. Raised attack. Oh, sorry. Lowered our attack. Lowered our defense. Or our accuracy. Yeah. That's the bit I was worried about. Okay. So he just powered up his next attack, and it pierces. Oh yeah, this is the thing that just straight up kills you, right? I didn't realize this filled in. Oh, cool. That's kind of neat. Like, if you don't do the Spyglass, it just starts filling in. Well, I mean, we have to switch in Idun here, right? There's not really another option. Idun is our only other healer. Effectively. Theon. Well, we know you can get another attack by... Wow. Okay, just miss, I guess. We have no Kanabi Veil, and we're dead, right? Okay, then. Okay, I'd like to say I learned something there, but... we got beaten even harder. What was the issue? The issue was that because we didn't have a Fang Breaker on the boss, we hadn't reduced his damage. And that then meant that Trumpeter died. That's my call for what went wrong significantly there. Now, if Trumpeter lived, would the fight have gone differently? Yes, because we would have got an ice attack every single turn and we would have been killing the others. Okay. Let's maybe think about that as a potential thing that we can work with here. So I'm going to increase Trumpeter's vitality a little bit. We're going to go to 75 vitality on Trumpeter. I'm also going to raise Tao's a little bit. You know what? If Tao's at 80, we're going to raise Trumpeter to 80. There you go. So that's a lot we're spending on that. We're also going to increase both their healths by 3 of these. There you go. Actually, yeah, that made it 530, I think. Let's go to 530 on you as well. Okay, so they should both now survive a single attack from the boss. Will they survive well? Potentially no. But they should both survive. Right. let's Chronicle Deeds, and we'll try it again. We're trying to find the point at which the fight is possible, right? Oh yeah, what was the accuracy on... Because he missed multiple times. What was the accuracy on Fion? Because obviously he wasn't the right one to bring in. His accuracy is 80. Okay. So that probably means that Chi-Yu's going to miss quite a lot, because he's on 60. Although, the other thing about Chi-Yu is that he has Safeguard, which we're missing. He was missing with accuracy 80? His accuracy is pretty high. Okay, I think we were just unlucky on those misses, to be honest. Like, we had an accuracy up and we were missing, like, multiple times. I think that was just... I think I'll put that one on bad luck. If we start missing more, it could mean that our agility across the team is just too low. But we do have a few agility incenses that can potentially help with that. Well, let's try this. We've basically just made the same team, but Trumpeter and Tao are a little bit stronger. There's also a chance we get an attack down turn 1. That'd be really good. In future rounds, it shouldn't matter, because when he uses Tandava, we should have a defense up, which would make up for the fact that would make up for the distance anyway. But I don't want to use a defense up on turn 1, because I want to be able to bowl heal on turn 2. Now, maybe that's the wrong tack to take, but I'm trying to save MP, and that's a great way of saving MP. Attack down is a great start. That's honestly incredible luck. Right. Trumpeter, 2. Go. Tal was going to use Bowl. Chi-Yu's going to hit with Glacial Blast, because we know that does more damage. Okay, some of my plans for this turn are going to have to change. That's fine. Trumpeter hit. Maybe my agility is too low, I say again. Alright, so we're hit for about 300. That's much more reasonable. Then he calls his allies. This is a better attempt, I would say. So we're going to start. I could hit him with Fry Cudgel as well. There's actually an argument that we just never use our Magatsuhi skill. Like, unless we really need it to kill something. There's a very good argument for that. There is also an argument that we just crit, which is also fine. Or we use Savage and we go for, like, huge damage. Let's try crits. I think crits are fine for just now. Right. And then Elastic Calamity. That's 3 to 5 weak ice attacks. I'm just looking at our other options. I'm wondering whether that is better. So that's 3 to 7 weak ice attacks. Wrath Tempest is 8 weak physical attacks, which could be good. So that's going to be guaranteed more attacks. Now, the only problem is if they're resistant to physical, but we could cope with that. Or Divine Arrowfall, which is a heavy almighty attack to all foes, so it's definitely going to hit all 3. I'm going to try Wrath Tempest. Just because I felt that would do more even damage across the team. Maybe I'm wrong. Right, hit this one. Huge damage. Tal, this is your time to use Light of Order, which buffs all of our stats. Right. Then, we use this. That hits all 3. We have to use Kanabi Veil, as we previously mentioned, we're a little bit low in health. Then, you're going to use Mabufu Barian again. We have killed Kali. Tal, we want to ideally have you just setting up Bowl every single time we can. And then we're going to hit you with that one. Okay, so he didn't kill Elephant. Does he use Tandava? No, he uses that. Wait, that's perfect. We absorb that. Yeah, that's fine. We took a little damage, but that's absolutely fine. I think Wrath Tempest is better here again because Ganesha is not weak to... I suppose he resists this anyway, so maybe I'm better with Elastic Calamity. I was going to say because he's not weak to ice, but given that he resists... Oh yeah, it wasn't crits either, so it doesn't matter. So what I was thinking actually made no sense at all. But I was thinking because he resists physical, then there's not really a point in hitting him with that, but anyway, whatever. Blast him. Tal. Now, here's the question. Do we use Light of Order again? I think the answer is no, because we have a raised defense. I think what we should do here... I want like a weaker bead chain. Maybe I just use Life Stones. Life Stone's too weak. Ambrosia? Ambrosia. There we go. Chi-Yu. We know that Glacial Blast is the better move here against a single target. Costs more MP, but is the better move. Kanabi Veil. Mabufu Barian. I gotta say, the damage output is still pretty low. I'm gonna use Lifestone on Trumpeter, just to top him up to max. And then Glacial Blast again. Suppose if I'm using Glacial Blast this much, I should give him more ice proficiency. Or I just attack here, except it won't do very much damage, but it costs me 0 MP. Yeah. I mean, that might be the best move. We're all hit with Tandava, but we know we can heal up again. We should have increased damage and damage and accuracy, yeah, on this turn. Elastic Calamity is the best move. Cool. It might be worth us picking up Safeguard so we can continue using that when they bring in the one that's immune to ice. Mabufu Barian. Then we use Light of Order. Big heal. Chi-Yu. Yabusame shot. Nice. We've almost killed the two of them at this, or is two extras here. Kanabi Veil. Trumpeter. We're down to about 10% of the boss's HP. Now, I could set a bowl here. I think a more sensible plan is instead to use one of our drain gems. I think we're going to use this Spirit Drain gem. Just to gain a little bit of MP. Then, crits. We've killed one of the two, which I think is ideal. I think killing one of the two is perfect. Almighty is a problem, but we can live.
How's this?
We blocked that. Perfect. Didn't actually... Wait, did that hit everyone? It did. Perfect. Right, yeah. That's fine then. We might want a bead chain. I think we want a bead chain on this turn. Yeah. I'm going to hit the boss with this. I think we hit the boss with this. We use Elastic Calamity and we bead chain. Yes. This is fine. I think we have to be hitting the boss with that because we need to do serious damage to the boss, and that is serious damage to the boss. That only hit the one who wasn't the boss, therefore we didn't get another turn. That's maybe the most tilting one possible. Okay. Do we still want to use Bead Chain? Yes, I think Bead Chain is the right move here. Chi-Yu. I need another turn. Glacial Blast is still the better of the two for another turn, right? Well, no, because if we want to save MP, then the better of the two is this one. That's fine. We then want to use Kanabi Veil. Trumpeter wants to toot. Although, there is an argument that using Toxic Spray is worth it. Because, one, he can be poisoned, and two, lowering defense is pretty nice, but let's just hit him with that for just now. Because I actually want another turn, so I can give you both. There we go. This is feeling better. Tandava hits. Or health goes down to just the right level, he calls in allies. He calls back these two. And it's only two he's called back this time. Right. Elastic Calamity. High chance of hitting a weakness. This one is almost 100% chance of hitting a weakness, which it did. Tau can then just straight up use Light of Order. Everyone is overhealed. Not to the fullest degree, but they're all overhealed. Hit that one. They all get crit. Perfect. Kanabi Veil. Once again, we will toot. I think here, I once again want to use like a Drain Gem. Yeah. Just get as much MP as we can. Don't worry about saving things for future fights. Then hit both of these guys. Yeah, I think we want to ideally leave one alive at all times, at least on the first turn, so he doesn't use Tandava immediately, because Tandava immediately is devastating to us. Now, we did block that, right? Yeah, perfect. Now we need another heal on Tau. Potentially another bead chain would be good here. Hit. Nice. Trumpeter. Mabufu Barian. I'm working out what I want to do here. If I'm going to use Bead Chain, what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to use an Ice Gem on this turn. Just to push the turn order forward and potentially do some other stuff. Hit that one because it's free. Right. Kanabi Veil. You may notice that we have all of our turns available now. This was very deliberate, so I can try Toxic Spray. Get defense down. Nice. You are going to use a Bead Chain. This is our last Bead Chain. Potentially I should have used that on Chiyu's and then used Bowl on her turn. Doesn't really matter one way or another. And then, you know, do some damage to the boss. Okay. Now we reckon he's going to summon 3, including Anata, right? Let's see if he does. So we're alive again. Calls allies. Summons 3, including Anata. Okay. So we're fine with this so far. We're going to activate our critical Magatsuhi.
It's time!
And we're going to start off with a Wrath Tempest. There we go. Okay. Fine. You are going to use Mabufu Barian. 900 damage to the boss is definitely great. Bowl. Chiyu can then crit everything. Okay. Once again, we want to use Kanabi Veil. Yep. Trumpeter is going to hit everything with this, killing Parvati, I think. Yeah, which kills the heal that was causing his... Oh no, did Anata heal as well? Anata might have healed, in which case we are screwed, but, you know, whatever. Like, most we can do is try. This is obviously the correct set of moves for right now. Right. Now, do I know what Anata is weak to? Absolutely not. Hey, we nullify that. Nice. Okay, do I want to know what Anata is weak to? I think that's necessary. I was wondering, I was like, do I cheat? Alright, is Anata weak to fire? That's a question. No, I think we've seen Anata before. I am going to cheat because it's my memory that's failing me. What are Anata's weaknesses? Anata weakness. SMT5. There we go. Weaknesses are Force and Dark. Ugh. Nullifies Ice, Electric, and Light. Okay. So, If I want to hit a weakness, I have to use a dark gem. That makes sense. Do I have a dark gem? Yes. Alright. Please instant kill Anata. That did not instant kill Anata. Trumpeter. This is still the correct move, I believe. Even though it gets blocked, it's still the correct move. Tao, you seem to be very rapidly running out of MP. Bowl Medea this turn? I think Bowl Medea this turn is not terrible. I think this is fine. I would love to kill the snake this turn, because I think it might be the one that heals. But, you know, what can you do? Kanabi Veil, Dark Gem, Medea, hit it. Yeah, okay, that should be enough. I was just doing it in my head. I was like, what's the best possible move? So then we Dark Gem the snake. Didn't kill it. That's horrible. Now, if it heals this turn, are we very unhappy with life? Yes, yes we are. Okay, it's very low in health. Don't use Tandava and don't heal. Well, good start. That's a full heal, huh? Yeah, so that's basically a punishment for not killing it quickly enough. I mean, Dark Gem. I know that we're not great right now because of what just happened. Hit it. I should have used Dark Gem on Trumpeter's turn as well. Okay, we're learning. I do need to reapply Light of Order, which means that on this turn I need to give ourselves a Chakra Pot, of which I have surprisingly little. Hit him. Right. At the very least, if we can discover a little bit more about the fight, that would be good, I think. I need to use Kanabi Veil. I think we're going to run out of MP on this fight, unfortunately. Do I also think I have enough damage to kill this? Yes, so... I only have enough damage to kill this if I do this. There we go. Well, I mean, I could also have hit it with, like, a Dark Gem or something, but... This means that Chi-Yu can, yeah, I want to do that. Means Chi-Yu can get the kill with this one. There we go. Okay, back to the start. Tandava. Our defense gets lowered. Yeah. Calls allies. Let's see what the next set of allies. So then he calls these same two again. Okay, so we're back to the start. So we can Tholastic Calamity these guys, obviously. That's an incredibly low roll, especially as I thought that it looked like it only hit twice. I thought Tholastic Calamity hit a minimum of 3 times. Anyway, 2. Gaining the MP back. I want to use Light of Order again. Do I have enough to use Light of Order plus Bolt? I do. Let's do it. Chi-Yu. Yabusami shot. We are gonna go for... I could use this on the boss, I suppose. Let's just go for a Kanabi Veil for just now. Yeah, Kanabi Veil. Yes, I want to hit this. That's fine. Because I want to kill Kali. I'm then going to use a Light of Order. And then we're going to finish this off with a little Chakra Drop. Just a little oof to Trumpeter. Nice block. It'd be great if that was Reflect instead of Block. Alright, let's think about that one. Is Trumpeters, is that a natural one or is that something that we have on them? That's something we have on them. So if we can get Reflect Fizz, that'd be great. I don't know if that is something we can get. But if we could get that into our squad, that would help out a lot. Okay. That's an optimization that is actually possible. Right, Tholastic Calamity. You're gonna use 2. That's fine. You're the only one who is hurt. This actually works out great for us. I'm gonna use an Ice Gem first, though. Deal. Just give us another turn. Chi-Yu. Hit him. Nice. Our turn. Kanabi Veil. Yep. Trumpeter is going to use Toxic Spray. We did manage to Toxic the boss, which is actually insane. The reason why it's perfect that she's the only one that is hurt is that we can now use Soma without it being like a bad turn to use it. And then you are once again going to hit him unless there's anything else we want to do. You know what we want to do? This is a free turn. We use Chakra Drop on Trumpeter. Because that's much more important than Chi-Yu getting like 100 damage. Tandava hits us again. Defense hit rock bottom. Hey, he took 200 damage. That's a positive. Only 2 got summoned this time. Interesting. I wonder if he can only summon Anata when he's below that mark, or whether he only summons Anata once. If he only ever summons Anata once, then we're actually still on a winning path. Alright, Tal needs to bowl and heal, but if she does that, we're full HP. That's fine. I do want to hit Fry Cudgel on this turn. The reason I want to hit it on this turn is, one, we're not going to get any real benefit from the MP at this point, and because he's got defense down. There we go. So that did 2,000 damage. Alright, Tholastic Calamity, I believe in you. You can hit the one who's weak. Yeah, you hit both of them. Perfect. Trumpeter. Mabufu Barian. Yep. Nice. Tal uses Bowl. Chi-Yu. Yabusami shot. Nice. We want to use Kanabi Veil. You want to use Mabufu Barian, kills the one on the right. Perfect. Tal's gonna heal, which will also get rid of our negative defense. Chi-Yu. I think that Chi-Yu is best off. Now this might end up not being the right move, but I think Chi-Yu should always just use 50 MP on Trumpeter. That's some damage. It's not terrible. Took 200 back.
Let's go.
Mahamon is great because we block it. Okay. Yep. Once again, Tholastic Calamity. It should give us another turn because the chances of it not hitting Shiva are fairly low. Fantastic. Trumpeter again, Mabufu Barian, although we could lower his defense again. We might want to do that anyway. That's definitely a good option. Now, do we want to bowl heal this turn? No. I want to bowl Medea this turn. Yeah. We do want another turn, so we'll do that one. Kanabi Veil. I'm working out. I just skipped Chi-Yu's turn. That's what I do for this one. I was working out, okay, so how do I get another turn and get the heal from Tal? No, the simple answer is use Toxic Spray again. There you go. And then we use Medea instead of Light of Order because it costs significantly less. Yeah. I believe that Tal was 1 HP off max. There. I just noticed hers were in white. Alright. That's some good damage. He recovered from the ailment, but we did like 800 damage with it, which is not bad. Summons allies. No Anata, but he didn't summon Anata on this turn previously either. He summoned it on the next slot. Okay. Tholastic Calamity. Hits all 3. This should be good. Yeah, and as long as it hits the weaknesses, we're fine. Trumpeter. Mabufubari. Tau. I need you to get that. I need that healing. Get Bolgo. Chiyu. Now we're looking for Yabusami shot. Nice, we're gonna kill Kali. This is what we do every single time. Once you get the loop, that's what we're looking for. Now, we are running low on resources, but that's still fine as long as we keep doing damage to the boss, which we are now actually doing. This is significant damage to the boss, rather than the other damage that we've been doing to the boss, which has kind of been subpar, I would say. Chiyu. Now, instead of using Yabusami shot, because it's completely unnecessary, I think a better use of your time is to do a chakra drop onto Trumpeter in order to slow down our descent into madness from lack of MP. That's fine. It hurts, but as long as we can block the physical move that comes after, we're fine like 100% of the time. I wanted to use Bowl Medea on this turn, and I also want to do this, which also means I want to use Toxic Spray. This is all fine. 3,000 damage is a pretty good hit. Now, what we actually do on this turn will be determined on whether we hit this onto the boss, which we did. Nice. If we miss the boss, then it becomes a lot more difficult to do what we want to do, but we didn't, so let's ignore that. Right. From this point onwards, there's not a lot that can go wrong, because nearly everything is a guaranteed hit. So that's fine. Kanabi Veil. We skip Chiyu's turn and we use Toxic Spray instead, because the benefit from having the boss with a defense down is too good to give up. Now, I want to use Medea this turn. Ooh, that's going to put Tao in a difficult situation, but I think this is still the correct move. I think Tao will live, because it does 300 damage. 300 something. 380, I think? 364. Tao lives. Now call ally. If he summons Snake again... Ooh. That's a little, that's spicy. He does summon Snake again. Okay. Now this is interesting. So he definitely summons Snake when he's below like 20-30%, right? Let's work out how we're going to handle Snake. Well, one thing that we could do, this is for future ones, is we could make sure we have a dark move as part of our repertoire. Trumpeter could take a dark move. Dark's generally, yeah, dark's not blocked, dark's not blocked. We don't know about the boss, but I believe for the boss, dark is not blocked, right? So if dark is not blocked, we could just take dark, to have Trumpeter use a dark AoE instead. That would be fine. How is Trumpeter... We can push up his skill proficiency. Why am I worried about what his skill proficiency with dark is, right? We could do that, right? Or even... Wait a second. Minor cheating incoming. Shiva SMT5 weakness. No, I just want to see what his weaknesses are. I don't need to have a strategy for beating him. I just need to know... Here we go. He's neutral to force. Okay. Trumpeter has a force move right now. So we could do this right now with Trumpeter. Now, force on Trumpeter does cost quite a lot, but if we were to boost his skill proficiency with force, he would be able to hit that just as well as any other move. That's not a bad move. Dark or force would both be fine on Trumpeter. Okay. So we know that we can maybe do that in the future. So we need force and dark. Okay, but for right now, we don't have those moves. So I want to hit this guy with a dark gem in the hopes that it instant kills him. I don't believe it will because he's a boss, but, you know, it's a hope. Also, because this guy is respawned, we can safely say that the boss has now taken like 60% of its health and damage, or at least over 50, right? Which means that we have enough damage to kill the boss, if we can take away the healing. So, this is going to cost way too much MP. We have to use a Soma on Trumpeter at some point. Are we okay with that? Well, we have to be. There we go. You're going to use Bowl, because we want to use Light of Order. Chiyu, Yabusame Shot. It's still pretty good. We did half of the snake's health in one turn. That's good, because we believe that we need to do... yeah, we're going to use this again, which is actually all your MP. That we believe it uses the heal on the second turn. This does, however, mean that we're not killing Dakini as quickly by doing this strategy, which is unfortunate. Light of Order. Now, I want to use 2 Somas next turn. Obviously, that isn't possible. I don't believe that Yabusame Shot is useful this turn. It's not going to kill anything. Therefore, a better use of our time is to use Soma this turn. And we're going to use it on Trumpeter, because Trumpeter gives us more press turns next turn. That's damage. He's going to get 3 turns here. We blocked. Okay, he doesn't get 3, but we did get charmed. We blocked. Okay. That was some good luck. The problem is that now, of course, we are charmed. I would like to use an Amrita Shower this turn, please. I think an Amrita Shower is the correct move.
Here.
It worked, okay. Because that gives us Chiyu's turn guaranteed, which is in of itself pretty valuable. We heart. We killed one. We haven't killed Anata yet. You're gonna use Medea. Okay. We used Yabusame Shot. We've now killed Anata. We have enough to make this happen. Kanabi Veil. Trumpeter can't miss. I can't use Toxic Spray again, unfortunately. You're using Tandava next turn. Medea. We will live. We're still in it. So that's how we should have handled it the first time. So immediately we've got an upgrade if we need to do it again, which is we need to upgrade Trumpeter's force. Or force proficiency. Which would actually have allowed us to kill the snake. You summoned a snake again! It would allowed us to kill the snake quicker. Alright, let me just check something here. This is very important for future attempts. Weak to force, block force. Alright, so you block force, but this is fine because he's got safeguard. How do you feel about dark? You reflect dark. Reflect is more annoying. I think force is our path. Okay. Now, we do have an option here. Now, this is a pretty devastating option for us, but because we have no ability to hit a we have no ability. Let's think about it. Yeah, because we have no ability to hit defense down on the boss, right? This is going to be undervalued on the boss, but on the Nata, it's pretty good. Hit him.
Destroy!
I want to see how much damage it does. It directly kills it. Alright, so for this turn, pretty useful to do that. Right, Thelastic Calamity can now be used. Trumpeter. Now, you can just use this. It's fine that it missed. I was worried for like half a second till I realized that that did not matter. I'm working out turn orders here. This is fine. Yeah. Kanabi Veil. We have enough for Medea. If I think... Oh, but we want to raise our stats. No, okay, so Soma is the correct move here. Yeah. We accept that Kali's going to be alive when we use Soma. Light of order. Okay. So now we don't have a double defense down. Please use fire. That is not fire. Just to inform you. You block. Okay, good. Again, if that was reflect, that'd be nice. This is fine, because it's Falkner. Falkner is something that we can deal with by using an Amrita shower. Alright. I'm in a constant state of this is fine. This is fine. Now he will use Tandava next turn. We're ready for it. We're fine. Bowl. Chi-Yu is going to hit with one of these. Nice. I want you to use a Kanabi Veil. Now, if he has a fourth summon, we're absolutely screwed. You understand this, right? But until that point, we're still in it. Please use a Medea. Almost full HP. Please use Tandava. Yep, okay, it hits everybody as it does every time. Then call allies. The snake is back. Which shouldn't surprise anyone, because it's going to be here every single time. Is the snake, out of curiosity, just a random thing, resists everything. Okay, all CC. Just thought I'd check. You know, like, it's not weak to something that would be great for us or something. No, it's not. Dark Gem. I still don't think we can actually one-shot it through that, but, you know, whatever. I'll keep trying. That costs too much MP. You are going to use Bowl. You're going to hit everything with this. Still fine. We're down to half HP. You're going to use Kanabi Veil. Again, Hark. It's fine. We do want to use Bowl, or not Bowl, we do want to use Light here. Yep. Chi-Yu. Chi-Yu is not going to be able to kill anything. We've been in this situation before. So I would prefer the Chakra Drop Trumpeter. We still have Somas, so we can Soma Tao. That's blocked, right? That's huge. Absolutely huge. That's blocked as well. So only Chi-Yu is hit. And that's blocked as well. That's maybe our luckiest turn ever. The worst that we got was a charm. It's crazy. Now, do I want to hit the boss with Fry Cudgel? Absolutely. I think that is great. However, I'm not going to. I am instead going to resist the urge to just shoot the boss in the face. Instead, I'm going to use Dark Gem on Anata. We do still have Force Gems as well. The strategy is not purely reliant upon the remaining two Dark Gems that we have. That was a double kill. Great. We will have a Tandava next turn. Okay. I think that your best move is to use an Amrita Soda on Chi-Yu to guarantee that we get a Chi-Yu turn. Yeah. Chi-Yu is then going to use Yabusami Shot. We're going to use a Kanabi Veil. I'm going to do something a little bit dangerous here. Instead of doing this, which is a guaranteed kill to Dakini, instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Toxic Spray on the boss to lower defense. Tao who has effectively a spare turn here, is then going to use an Ice Gem on Dakini. Okay, that's fine. Magic Mirror doesn't affect Tandava, does it? It shouldn't, right? I don't think it does. I was just going to raise some MP. You know what? Let's just try it. If it reflects it, it reflects it. If it doesn't reflect it, we've learned. Well, I probably tried this before, but let's see. We're also going to let it play out so I can see. No, it doesn't. It does not reflect it. I didn't think it did reflect it, but, you know, in my head I was like, well, if it does reflect it, though, if it does, it's really good. Now, I could Fry Cudgel Anata immediately. As an option, I really want to hit the boss with it, though, because that will mean that we're actually doing damage to the boss. I'll put the boss to about 50% HP. We know we have enough damage to kill Anata. So I'm going to hit the boss with it. That didn't even put the boss to 50%. That was pure optimism in terms of 50%. Would it have saved us a Dark Gem? Possibly. Do I have Force Gems? Oh. No, no I don't. I have 4 shards. Okay, yeah, Dark Gem Anata. I made a mistake. One of those. That's fine. We know it gets blocked, but we also know that doesn't matter. Bowl. Chiyu. Please hit everything with this one. Nice. Ah. What an unfortunate... Oh, wait, I'm going to use Kanabi Veil. There we go. I was thinking, how do I hit the snake? That's a problem for next turn. That's next turn's me's problem. We can actually almost kill the snake in 2 turns. Like, in a single turn. If I had more force proficiency, I definitely could kill that snake in 1 turn. That's annoying. Hit it. I almost said maybe we'll crit. It's a guaranteed crit move. My brain has turned to mush. Okay, that's fine. Block. Okay. Fogna. After a while, that stops being as effective. Unfortunately, that wasn't this turn. I want to use Medea. These are Mirages. I use an Amrita Soda on Trumpeter because we don't care about whether Tal can hit anything, because that's not Tal's job. Tal will Mirage absolutely fine no matter what. Right. Can I get back round to Tal? Surely, right? Yeah. Yeah, I can get back round to Tal. No problem. That's fine. Kanabi Veil. We're about to be hit by Tandava, aren't we? Now he does block that, but I was like... we'll hit the ice attack. Now we've got the boss down to 50% HP. We've done about 80% of this boss's health. There's just a small thing to remember. We've done 80% of this boss's health. Have we done it in 1 solid block? No. Also not using Tandava. Blessed be. Lowering our attack. That's unacceptable. Your Magatsuhi? Oh no. We're about to die, aren't we? The Lasting Calamity! We're like dead. We're dead people walking. Hey, nice recover from an ailment. That'll definitely make a difference. Have I guarded yet? Absolutely not, because honestly, I'm not sure it's gonna make a lot of difference. I do want a Kanabi Veil. Maybe this is the wrong move, but like, I still think that killing that guy on the right is worth it. I still think healing is... I think if we're gonna survive, like, these things would have to be done, right? New card, just in case.
I am the destroyer.
Honestly, that could have gone a lot worse. We can kill Anata so we can stop the healing. No, we can't kill Anata because he's dead. No. No. Oh, this is horrible. See, my thought was that we could Fry Cudgel Anata, but obviously we can't do that because we don't have that ability anymore. Do I have anybody with Fry Cudgel? I don't believe I do. No. I mean, yes, obviously we just saw one, but like that one's not gonna work, is it? We could bring in a shield. Could bring in Big Bang. I could bring in Shield of God. Shield of God. Followed by Shield of God, full heal. Shield of God, full heal, hit them all, bring in... Dude, the problem is, right? The problem is that I'm not going to kill Anata, right? I'm just not going to kill Anata. Unless I can kill Anata, none of this matters. Because Anata is going to heal the boss to full, right? So whatever I do has to kill Anata. It's just a straightforward, you know, it's just the truth of our situation. Is that unless Anata is dead, we lose. So that's fine. It's good to know. But unless we can actually make it happen, you know. So what's Anata weak to again? It's weak to Force and Dark. Honestly, not like huge things that we have. That's not going to be enough. Don't be stupid. Black Draco Strike? Yeah. That's a medium attack that can crit. That's not enough. I need to bring in Big Bang. That's my only option, is bring in Big Bang. And hope that that Severe Almighty one is worth it. You do have a dark move. I think you're my choice.
Your turn. Go.
I think that's honestly our only move. An attack up is huge. Big Bang. That's not bad. Dark shouldn't hit a blocker here.
How about this?
We killed one. That's honestly better than I thought it would go. If I use Beat here, Beat, bring in Idun. Yeah? I think this'll work.
Come.
If we can live a turn, I think I can salvage something here. Honestly, yeah, not great. Yeah, as I was saying, if we can live a turn, like that would really help a lot. You know, one turn. Ah, yes, your next attack will crit. I see. Well, I choose you, Sandalphon.
Your turn. Go.
Okay. Vasuki, you have to hit the dark move because we need Anata to die. He had safeguard. That's news to me. I have to heal. Again, there's no other option. I have to try and attack. Again, there is no other option. I have to kill the snake. Will a dark move kill the snake? Yes. That means I can use Kanabi Veil. Well, it has to be yes, because I need to use Kanabi Veil to survive the next attack. We're working less on, you know, what do we... Now, the thing is, if this dark move kills this one, are we being hit with a Pierce Tandava? Yes. But we're working less with, you know, what is optimal and more of what has to happen. Zeo Barrier. We're alive. We knew we were alive because it gave us the Magatsugi at there. It didn't just end the game. Attack up hurts. Now, we do have Shield of God. So there is still a chance. Now, unfortunately, our Eternal Prayer is a Dune. Revival Bead. Okay, I got that far. Balm of Life, Idun. Because Idun can Eternal Prayer everybody else. Yeah. Yeah, that's what we do. I'll be on, I haven't worked out the full turn. But Idun has to be back. There is no other option. Shield of God. I'm thinking here. If I pass, I'm relying on Chi-Yu. No, I have to Shield of God this turn. Do I heal this turn? Yes. Okay. Do I want them to Tandava this turn? No. Now, the problem is I can't change anybody in here. I did it. Alright. She uses Call Allies to bring in Anata and him, which is just honestly just annoying. Alright. Change in Idun.
Let's go.
This is a dead run, by the way, in case anyone hadn't already figured this one out. It's a dead run that somehow has survived way past its, you know, and the point where it had any right to survive. Snake needs to die. For us to win, this has to crit. That did not crit. Alright, well, that's horrible. We're dead. Put me out of my misery. Thank you. Alright. We did, I think, almost enough damage to the boss there that we could have killed the boss. That's actually honestly a great step. We have done enough damage to the boss to kill the boss. In that fight, we got that far. The problem was that Trumpeter had to multitask. I think that was the and we didn't have Force Sutras. So, straight off the bat, this is our first solution. Get Trumpeter to 9 Force. I would also like to increase his ailment skill potential. Why do I want to increase that? Well, it increases the chance of it applying the poison, which is nice, but the main reason is it makes the skill cheaper. And that means that you can use it for 8 MP instead of whatever it was, like 15 or something, right? I think that is those two are huge changes. Yeah, I think that is almost enough. But we also want to get Reflect Physical if we can. Because that would make our life so much easier to have Reflect Physical rather than just, you know,
Welcome to the world.
Null. Null is good. Reflect is great. Now, do I have a Reflect Physical or Repel Physical? No. No, not so far. But we'll keep looking. We'll keep looking. Null Fizz. That's not a positive that I found Null Fizz first. Repel. Do we have Repel? Repel. No. No. Definite no going on here. That's again a no. That said resist. That's not a positive sign that it said resist. So I don't think we can get Repel. I think Repel is right out there. The other question is, for Trumpeter, do we want to replace some abilities? What abilities would I replace? As much as the poison was cool, I would replace poison and Maziobarian with the Pleromas of Force and Ice. Yes, I think that is a worthwhile thing to do. Do I have a high... I should be able to... Yeah, there we go. High Ice Pleroma. Wait, where is it? Oh no, this is fine. I can do it like this anyway. I was just thinking for making things look... to make things look nice, I was like, oh, is this the way I want to do it? There we go. High Ice Pleroma. That'll work. Yes. This is fine. And the other one we were getting rid of is the electric move. Yes.
How is this?
He doesn't need the electricity move. He's not going to use it. High Force Pleroma. What's Killing Wind? Nope, don't need it. Okay. Just thought I'd check that it wasn't like, you know, this is the best force move in the game. No. There we go. We have made a monster. And his name is Trumpeter. There we go.
Return.
Now, are there improvements other characters could make? Potentially. I think Chi-Yu is perfect. I think Tao was near perfect. We could really do with, like, something. There is an argument that we should get rid of something for Safeguard. Is that something Ruinous Thunder? I think it might be. Because then we can use Thelastic Calamity 100% of the time.
Welcome to the...
Yeah, I think this is the right move. Right. Now, first of all, do I have anybody who has Safeguard? I actually don't know. I don't know if I've ever looked properly for Safeguard. I probably have. I also don't know what kind of person I'm looking for to have it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm trying to pay attention to this as well, just to make sure I don't miss anyone. There you go, Siegfried. Okay. I would like your skills. There we go. And then safeguard as well. I think that is a huge improvement. Now, should I get rid of Ashidine? Yes. Or Hamon. Either one. It's a yes. I should get rid of them for other things. Did you have anything else I wanted? I don't really want Enduring Soul. No, you're fine. Okay.
How is this?
This is fine. We're making ourselves very specialized right now. We can always unspecialize later. It's not like we're losing things that we can't get back. I want to get rid of Hamon and Ashidine for High Ice Pleroma and something else. That would be good. I could give us a heal. It's not bad. You know what I could give us? I could give us that move that lets us res somebody from nothing. That would be good. Yes. Okay. I'm looking for High Ice Pleroma. Ideally High Ice Pleroma. And then the one that lets us res. I would like your skills. More correctly, I would like one of your skills. That's not better. No. High Ice Pleroma. No, I think the Elastic Calamity does more damage. At least to a single target. Do we care about single target? We're not. It's going to be harder to get the Elastic Calamity back, I think. So let's go with that one. Fuse. And then I'm going to replace Ashidine with
How is this?
the other thing that we were going to get. Which was... when you say it 2 seconds ago, you should be able to remember it another 2 seconds after. I've kind of forgotten. I think I said something else. And then never elaborated. Oh, with the heal. The res. Yeah. So that's one of the Protofiends. Aogami type 0? Nope. Although he does have Yabusami shot, which... you could sell me on that. What's the other one do? Greater effect when critical. You could sell me on this one. Because us always having the ability to crit is nice. I think I'm sold. Yeah. I think for just now, this is what we're going to run with. We probably don't even need Divine Arrowfall, but it's a difficult one to get back. That's what I think we run with. Yeah. Let's go.
How
Fuse.
is this?
Okay. And because I refuse to let this go on to another episode, I'm going to save and we're going to try again. We are now incredibly buffed. Our damage is higher. I'm fine. Yeah. Our damage is higher. We did... well... one of the problems is that we only survived because of an attack down on the first turn. We should be fine. We should be fine. I was just thinking there, like, whether I wanted to raise any HP or anything. I think we're good to go. Yeah. But yeah, our our damage is higher. And we can also hit the Anata. We know that we were able to do... we've done about 80 to 90% of the boss's HP in the previous fight. The problem was that he also healed. So, I think that it's possible. Now, could the boss have another thing? Potentially. But we can't worry about what else the boss can do. Now, also by raising our damage, have we made it so we might use more Tandavas? Potentially. That we might have screwed ourselves slightly there. Attack down on the first turn, however. You couldn't ask for more. Let's hit him with a, not a Divine Arrowfall, with a Tholastic Calamity. Okay. That's reasonable. Hit him with your Ice move. Tal. We might as well set up Bowl early. Chiyu. Yawasami shot. Want to hit him with a Kanabi Veil. Trumpeter. I'm going to try Toxic Spray here. Immediate poison. And it also applied the defense down. Huge. Your move. Probably Spirit Gem's a little bit too much early, but maybe this is the only time you can use it. I could also... Well, I can't set up a charge or concentrate because it overrides Bowl. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I could do. I also didn't buy gems, but I don't think we need them. Is there anything else that would be useful on your turn? You know what? Spy Blossom. That's kind of useful. Just so I don't need to remember his resistances. Cool, let's see what happens. Hand up. Oh, I'm shocked. Only does 74 damage now, which is obviously less, but we gave it up for other things. Do I want to hit him with this now? No. Tholastic Calamity. Go. Good damage. Trumpeter. Barbarian. Again, good damage. Tal was going to start healing. Now I think we can hit him with Frag Cudgel and be happy. Yeah, now I think we could be happy with that. That's good. I'm trying to think. We could also lower his defense again. Is it due to do that right away? It might be good to do that right away. The problem is, then we're not killing Kali. We could kill Kali with an Ice Gem. Yeah, okay, so I think we hold on for another turn here. We use Kanabi Veil. Almost messed up. But that's okay. You're going to use Toxic Spray again. We know it can't apply it again, but it's still a good turn to use it. We're going to get you to use an Ice Gem. Just because this is a good turn for an Ice Gem to hit. And then Chiyu can use the Yabusami shot, and as long as it doesn't miss, we're exactly where we want to be at the end of turn 2. That's a drain. We're okay with that. Yeah, nobody's really that hurt from it. Recovers from the ailment, doesn't matter. Now is a great turn to hit him with Frag Cudgel. We're 1 attack up, and he is 2 defense down. Okay, 2,000 damage. Reasonable. He is about to lose his attack down, but that's absolutely fine. Trumpeter. Toot. Bowl. Chiyu. Yabusami shot. Kanabi Veil. We know he's going to use Tandava next turn, and this is where things start to get real in terms of damage. Yeah. Do that. We want to hit Medea, which will overheal us for Tandava, which is nice. And then Chiyu. I'm going to do this earlier than I did it previously. I'm just going to chuck a Chakra Pot and Trumpeter. Just immediately. Or Chakra Drop. That's fine. We're barely hurt. Calls his allies. We can cope with this. We use the Elastic Calamity. Need to reapply the defense down, but that's okay. We can make that happen. Abufu Barian. Bowl. Hit them all with one of these. I'm worried we're not going to kill them. But that's okay. Cannot be Veil. We actually can't reapply the defense down either. Just because of how things have worked out. Because I need to kill one of the two. You're going to use Light of Order. And there's no way for Chi-Yu to even think about applying it, so... I could replace Glacial Blast with Pierce Armor, but... that's a path I don't want to take. I am going to raise... well, let me just check what her HP is at. It's below half. That's fine. You are going to use a Chakra Drop on Trumpeter. Again, we're just doing this as early as possible. That's a block. Cool.
Now I'm mad.
Herbati block. Nice. Not even worried. I do want to bowl heal, but like it's not even necessary. On this turn, we should be fine. Nice. Trumpeter. Toot. There we go, we're down to 20%. This is actually starting to be pretty quick in terms of damage. But, to be fair, we got to this point previously pretty quickly as well. Kanabi Veil. I just want to make sure I get the last couple correct every time, because they're the most important. And then you're going to use Medea, which overheals us again just in time for Tandava. Nice. Calls allies. Anata. Anata starts appearing. We knew this. There was a possibility that this happened. I'm going to hit you because our strategy is going to work. And I'm committing fully to our strategy by hitting you. We're then going to use a Yabusame shot, which will hit everybody and will crit. Nice. It's not a huge amount of damage, but it is a guaranteed crit. Mazan Barian. Safeguard is on. This is fine. Oh. Chi-Yu. Auto crit. Nice. Kanabi Veil. Mazan Barian. We have just about killed Anata. You're going to use Light of Order. We want to use a Soma at some point for you, but Chi-Yu is actually beneficial on this turn, so not this turn. Because that kills Anata in one turn. Our strategy works. That's a block. Huge. Block. Nice. He didn't get 2 turns. We're going to use a Medea heal. Right. Elastic Calamity. That's great damage. I would love to apply a defense down again. If we can. I do want to use Soma. But we actually don't need to use Soma immediately. Because we still got a little bit of a gap. We're down to about 40%. Kanabi Veil. Yeah, we don't even need to use Soma. Yeah. I think we're fine. Toxic Spray. That puts some 2 down on that. Medea. Yeah, we can use Bowl next turn and be fine. This is okay. He calls his allies, including Anata. Okay, we're fine. So, Yabusame shot. It's not huge damage for us, but that's fine. It doesn't need to be. A Zembarian. I don't think I'm going to kill Anata this turn. Oh. I need to give her MP. How do I give her MP? I give her MP on Trumpeter's turn? Or do I give her MP now? It doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. I would prefer for Trumpeter to attack. Yeah. So I'm going to use Soma on Tao. Right. Now, maybe this would have been a good turn to Fry Cudgel Anata. Instead, I'm going to use Fry Cudgel on the boss. Because it's 3,000 damage. Then we're going to use Kanabi Veil. We don't need to Fry Cudgel Anata at any point anymore, because now we have a guaranteed way of killing it. We did at least kill one of them, which is always nice as a little benefit. A little extra. And there we go, we're all over healed to maximal. That's fine. We're barely below our max. Sexy dance, we get a block on, which is nice. It did, however, hit everybody, which is truly awful. An Amrita shower would be great this turn. The fact that worked is amazing, and it also does mean that we got the charm hitting some people out of the way, because the next charm has got a lower percentage chance of working. That's amazing. Now we're preparing for next turn. Oh. Do I use a bead chain? That's an option. That's fine. Kanabi Veil. There's no way to keep the defense down on. Okay, sorry, I was just doing that in my head. I was like, well, there is a way to keep the defense down on. Because Tao has 393 health and it does 365 for 68 damage, it means that she's got a 30 HP gap in which she would survive. It doesn't do more than 400 on anyone. We could... This is extreme greed, but we could Toxic Spray to keep his defense down. As previously mentioned, this is extremely greedy. Why would I do that? Instead, I can hit you with a move which is very easy to hit. Do 1,000 damage, which is, by the way, about a third of what the Fry Cudgel I'm setting up for does anyway. And then do this. Why would I not do that? That's so much more sensible. It just takes away the risk. We have to kill Anata. That's fine. We can kill Anata. Yabusamisha. We have Safeguard. Just remembering that every time. Like, we do have Safeguard. We're fine. Oh. I think we've done it. Well, at least unless there's another thing. I think that we can keep this up for a very long time. We're not even using that many resources to maintain our current state of affairs, which is the bit that I find the craziest, is that it doesn't take that many resources. Now, we are going to run into a problem where Trumpeter's out of MP, but Trumpeter does occasionally get a spare turn, so it's not impossible that we can gain MP back. Yeah, like every third turn is like a spare turn. Right? Like this turn here that's coming up will be our spare turn to do what we want with. That terrifies the hell out of me because it could crit. It didn't, you know. It still terrifies me. We're actually healthy enough that we don't need to do any major healing this turn. That's crazy. I could Fry Cudgel the boss. Yes, that is correct. What about it? I could also not Fry Cudgel the boss. Yes, I think that's the correct move. I do need to kill the elephant. Need to remember, I do need to actually kill this elephant. But that's not a problem. Tao, this is an MP recovery turn. This is a Chakra Pot turn if ever I've seen one. It's just so much better to use Chakra Pot on that turn. There we go. You are going to use Kanabi Veil. Trumpeter has to toot once more. Right? No. Because we could use an Elect Gem and Chi-Yu to get the kill. Which means the Trumpeter can use Toxic Spring. I almost used Guard. Guard would be horrible. We definitely don't want him doing anything that we're not expecting. Well, that actually opens up Chi-Yu to have a spare turn. Hey, you know what we do for a spare turn? Chakra Drop. Right. Tandava hits. We're not even that hurt. They call allies. I could go absolutely nuts here and do a crit turn if we wanted to. It is a little nuts, though. I think that we're much better off doing this. Hitting the boss down to like 60%. Then we use Yabusame Shot. Nice. Trumpeter is going to use this one. Azanbarian. Bowl. Crits. Kanabi Veil. Then Azanbarian. I was a little bit worried, but we have just enough damage to make this work. Heal. I have realized the problem here. We're gonna kill you, aren't you? Aren't we? Yeah. I'm gonna try something smart but a little bit risky. Because I want her to stay alive, I'm gonna use a Dark Gem and hope that that kills. Yeah! Now she's alive for another turn, which delays Tandava a turn. That's exactly what we wanted to see. That's annoying, but I mean, again, what that does for us is that means that there's another, that's another one of those used in the fight. And eventually it will stop applying. We're charmed. I hate you. We need to heal, but a single Medea is enough of a heal. We are in a little bit of danger, though. Chi-Yu, I really need you to use this. No! What? Oh, that's horrible. Oh my god, did I just throw? I think I threw. Because we're stuck in this situation
Here.
where we were just charmed. We had 3 charm triggers go off. That's horrible. Alright, Mapu Fubarian. I think we can recover this because we can get a double defense up. Oh. You have to hit him. Yep. Kanabi Veil has to hit. Now, is he gonna crit? There's a high percentage chance he crits. Yes. With an attack up. I think I've just thrown the fight. That is very annoying. There's a chance we live.
I am the destroyer.
We lived! And Tao lived! No, no, no. We're dead. I hate this fight. Oh, no. Now, I said I'm not going to let it beat me. Which I think means we have to do it again. What have we learned? Dakini cannot be allowed to live. That's what we've learned. Okay, then. And we're back in it again. So, don't let Dakini survive. That's a very solid one. Also, the attack down on turn 1, also very solid for us. Hit him a few times. Trumpeter. Hit him. We need to be less greedy. Now, this is a problem, because it's in my nature to go for that extra little hit. Even if I'm a safe player, I'm a safe player who takes unnecessary risks. Which might sound a bit stupid, but hear me out. I tend to go for that, like, well, if we can get like an extra little turn of damage, then we'll try it. But I think it's just taking the risks at the wrong time for us on this particular one. I think this one, actually just staying slow and steady and sticking to the script works a lot better. I have also used Light of Order on turn 1 to potentially help us a little bit with our damage, just going into that first loop, because I think our MP is not an issue. It will also increase our damage going forward as well, so that's nice. I've also just realized, as I was saying that, I wonder if the reason why they don't spawn a Nata in later isn't to necessarily throw a surprise, although it's a little bit of that. It's also to give you a chance to ramp up your stats before a Nata appears. You know, to ramp up your attack stats and things. That could be interesting if that was the reasoning behind it. Maybe it's a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. I am going to shoot you with Frag Cudgel. One of my other problems is I'm also like, I want to hit the boss with Frag Cudgel. And then it's not necessarily the best plan every time. It might be better to just leave that and hit someone else with it or something. Anyway. One of those. Tal. We can do a Medea heal on this one. Chi-Yu. Hit him. We're getting there. Here, Kanabi Veil. If I didn't have to use Kanabi Veil every second turn as well, that would greatly improve our performance here, but I think although we would probably survive some of the hits without Kanabi Veil, it's still, like, it's still kind of necessary. Like, it means that we're basically saying the enemies aren't going to crit at any point, which is not necessarily true or likely. I was just wondering here, do I want a Chakra Pot immediately? It gives you like 200 MP, right? How much MP are you missing? Missing 150, so it would be a waste to use Chakra Pot. Okay. Let's use Chakra Drop then. Absorb Block. Great. Okay, why are we on an... Why, oh, because I used Light of Order on the first turn. That's why we're on the Light of Order turn this turn. Wait. I've had... I messed up my ordering. Okay, this is fine. I just realized that we needed to use Light of Order last turn, but we kind of survived it without needing to do that. Okay. I need to use Light of Order this turn. And then I need to use it next turn as well. Yeah, to be on the right cycle. Using it first time has completely messed up my my internal clock for this fight. There we go. Kanabi Veil. Followed by one of those. I know that we're not getting the extra defense down, but that's okay. Light of Order. Now I'm going to use Chakra Pot. There we go. Just get some of the MP recovery out of the way early. When it's safer to do so. There we go. Calls in the next set of allies. So, Elastic Calamity. Trumpeter then hits with Mabufu Barrion. Missed the boss, but again, doesn't really matter. Bowl. Chi-Yu is going to hit with one of these. Our move here is Kanabi Veil. Lower defense, heal. Then heal. With Light of Order. so that we actually have our defense up on these turns. Yes, this is more sensible. We get a block.
How's this?
And then we get a block. Nice. That's the way we want things to be. Elastic Calamity. Toot. Bowl is fine this turn. Don't need to use it. Okay. Crit. Working out where we need to be. Inabi Veil. We can hold our Magatsuhi for a very long time if we need to. I want to Toxic Spray him again. I'm going to use a Life Stone. There we go. Now he's going to use Tandava. This is fine. Calls in his allies. Includes Hinata. Now, this is a good turn to use Fry Cudgel, because we're 2 attack up and he's 2 defense down. So that's fine. We're also in a situation where we can put out all of our damage, so that works perfectly for us. You're going to use Yabatsumi Shot because it hits everybody. Right. Trumpeter. Switch to Mazanbarian. Okay. Tao can immediately use Light of Order. Although it might have been better for Tao to hit with a gem. But whatever. It doesn't matter too much. There we go. Because if she'd hit with a gem, we could have done another turn, but I think we might be able to do that anyway if we need to. Perfect. Yeah, I mean, like, we can hit with a gem on this turn. If we want to. You know what we could hit with Tao here? Thinking like a life drain gem could be fun. Question, do I think I'm going to kill Hinata with Chi-Yu? Yes. It'd be better for Tao to use Bowl this turn. Yeah. I think that was a more sensible turn than what I was about to do. Hits us with Almighty. Critical Wave. Okay. We can then throw out Elastic Calamity. We can use Mabufu Barian. You're gonna use a... You could use an Ice Gem on the boss. It's fine. Chi-Yu. Yabatsumi Shot. Elephant's still alive, but that's okay. We will be fine. Navi Veil. I want to hit a Toxic Spray on the boss, which is what I've been angling for by using that gem. We can now use Medea. And then Chi-Yu should be able to get a kill by doing this. Yeah. This is Tao's last turn of being able to use Light of Order. We need to give her MP next turn. Okay. Or the turn after, I suppose, but, you know. Essentially, we need to get her MP by some means. Mazanbarian. Bowl. I think this turn getting her MP is going to be difficult. I think next turn is much more possible, but we'll see. Maybe it will work out. Kanabi Veil. Then we use Mazanbarian. Nice. We don't care if we kill Dakini. If we kill Dakini, we kill Dakini. That's the thing that we were missing previously. Then Yabatsumi Shot. If she dies, she dies. It's fine. We can work around any issues that we have. calls allies, I maybe want to just Fry Cudgel the snake. That's an option. I need to use a... Okay. If I Fry Cudgel the snake, that lets me kill Kali in less attacks. That's the benefit of doing that. Potentially. And it lets me do damage to the elephant. I think we want to Fry Cudgel the snake. I haven't fully worked it out, but there's definitely no negative to doing this. Right. Then we want to use Tholastic Calamity, because that's just gives us an extra press turn. You want to use my Bufubarian. Nice. I want to use Bowl here. And then I want to use that. Kanabi Veil. Yeah, I think this is the right move. Then we use Soma. Is right at the top. I don't know why I went the wrong way around. Now we use one of our 5 Somas. Then we do Light of Order. Yeah. And the benefit that we got there from using Fry Cudgel is like you opened up Trumpeter for an extra turn. Yeah. Nice. It missed Tal. That's great. Tholastic Calamity. Trumpeter. Then use my Bufubarian. Tao can use Bowl. Chiyu. This is fine. Kanabi Veil. Can attempt the lowering of his, well, I get a guaranteed lower, attempt the poison. Now, do we heal this turn? We have to heal in some way, right? So, we might as well just heal using Medea. We're not full on Magatsuhi, but we're doing alright. Allies get called. This is fine, we have no MP problems this turn. We should be able to do this one in the same way that we do it every other time. Mazanbarin. Tal was going to use Bowl. Chiyu. Yeah, but Sumi Shot. Kanabi Veil. Mazanbarian. We're almost at the point where Trumpeter could use a little extra MP. If we get a spare turn, maybe we're looking for Trumpeter MP. Light of Order gives us just, yeah, it gives us what we need there. Yeah, but Super Shot. Now he is going to use Tandava again. I think this is just something we have to accept. Yeah. Now, do we Fry Cudgel the snake again? Is Fry Cudgeling the snake actually the correct move? Like in 90% of situations. If we don't hit the snake, we know that we're going to be able to kill it, because we've done that before. The only benefit of hitting the boss is that it makes the fight faster to hit the boss. We don't have to choose until after this round. Okay. So we might as well just go around and just figure it out. We could also... Just thinking about... we could keep the Magatsuhi at max for just now and then use it in like 2 turns or something. If we think that it's better there. still an option available to us if we feel like we need it. Kanabi Veil. Okay. Light of Order. She needs more MP again. Already. Okay. So we need to try and gain MP next turn. I guess having Magatsuhi available is nice for that. I think we just keep it for a couple of turns. I think that's our best move, yeah. It just gives us 32 MP a turn. It might be better just to never use our Magatsuhi and just take the 32 MP a turn. It'll slow down the fight, but it gives us a backup in case we need damage. Yeah, I think this is the better plan. It gives us a backup in case we miss, essentially. And it gives us 32 MP a turn, which basically means that that is free. Yeah. I can do an exact on the Light of Order. I do like using our MP up completely. I think we're better off using Bowl and Medea though. Yeah, but Sumi Shot. Then we'll hit Tholastic Calamity again. We've now killed the elephant. This is a turn for you to gain some MP back. I think I might use a Soma. Soma, Medea, Soma. Or we use a Chakra Drop here. Or we lower defense and we don't worry about it. We lower defense and we don't worry about it. Cool, we got a poison. Medea. Overheals everybody. Then we do use a Soma on this turn. Yeah. Cool. I think this might be the best play. Did that do more damage than usual? No. I think we just always take that much damage from it, but we have so much more health that it doesn't matter. Like, wait, it gives 32 HP, not MP. Alright, same difference. It gives 13 MP. Yeah, that's still okay. 13 is not bad. It still makes these pretty much free. We do probably want to Soma him next turn though. Oh. Chiyu. Kanabi Veil. Followed by yet another Mazan variant. Then Light of Order. Then Yabatsumi Shot, which kills the one on... Yeah, it kills the Dakini, which then means he uses Tandava again. Yeah. It hits everybody. Calls in his allies. You know, I'm thinking that this is a turn to fry Cudgel the Snake. Yeah. I think that's a sensible thing to do. It just takes it out of the equation. Then we can use the Last Calamity. Right. Mabufu Barian. Bowl. Then, yeah, then that hit. The fact it missed Kali matters, I think. But barely. You actually can't hit another Mabufu Barian, so you might as well... I need you to kill Kali. I would love to get you MP this turn, but I need you to kill Kali. Right. Then Light of Order. Then I can get you MP. Using a Soma. I think Soma is the correct move, because I don't think that we're going to need 3 Somas for Tao. I think 1 Soma will carry Trumpeter for the rest of the fight. This is fine. The crit is annoying, but the block is the main thing we need to take away from that one. Does mean that we need to heal. I think that bead chain is our best way of healing. Okay. You can use Mabu for Barian. I am still going to use Bowl. I am going to use bead chain at the end. Just to save a little bit of MP on Tal. Kanabi Veil almost just went, oh, let's just do some more damage. Yeah, I want to use that. Because that opens up Chiyu's turn. I'm gonna use the bead chain here. I thought of an optimization to that last turn. I could have used Toxic Spray on the boss, followed up by using a gem on Tal, followed up by using bead chain on Chiyu. Has the added negative that Tal may miss, but with 2 accuracy ups, we've not shown missing to be one of our big problems. I'm just checking something about attack mirror, by the way, while I had a thought. It's for 1 turn. Okay. I was wondering if it was like a on until, you know. You could also try that as well at some point. You know, let's maybe do a little charge gem. Let's see how that changes things up. But yeah. I was just thinking about that there. We haven't missed since we had the accuracy up, was what I was saying. This is fine. Right. Yabatsumi shot hits everybody. We're down to about the health where I threw last time. Mazan Barian. Light of Order. If we get Magatsuhi next turn, I think we have enough for a Light of Order and a Bowl still remaining, which is good. This will be powered up. Okay. Now, I don't know what difference that makes to our overall calculations. I suspect none. But it's still interesting. That kills all 3 on that turn. Now, that is interesting. I will have enough for Light of Order next turn, because our Magatsuhi will be maxed. I'm tempted to just use a charge gem again. Maybe that's right. Or I use a Chakra Drop onto Trumpeter. I think we Chakra Drop Trumpeter. Yeah, just give him another couple uses of his ability. That's fine. Magatsuhi is maxed, so we will be able to heal. We need to use Soma on Tal this turn. Okay. Given that I need the extra turn, I'm going to use Fry Cudgel on the snake. Then we're going to use Tholastic Calamity. Good damage. Trumpeter's going to use Mabufu Barian. Missed Kali. Don't know what the consequences of that are. I don't think there are any consequences because we generally kill Kali anyway. Like fairly quickly. I think Kali's going to live, actually. I think that's the consequence. Unless Trumpeter kills Kali. I suppose actually, no, it doesn't matter. No, Kali's fine. 1, Trumpeter doesn't kill Kali. I love the death pose. 2, we can use Soma on this turn, which makes so much more sense. So much more sense. Couldn't resist the pun. And then we can use Yabatsumi here. Yeah. Now, he's in low HP. Does he have a desperation move? No, that's not desperation. That is also not a desperation move. Cool. Tholastic Calamity. Followed up by a Mabufu Barian. Followed up by a Bowl. And we hit him with Yabatsumi Shot. Kanabi Veil. I want to use a bead chain this turn to heal. Yeah, I'm not going to lower his defense. What's the point? I need the extra turn. Right. I'm going to use bead chain to heal. That's our last bead chain. Then we're going to use Yabutsumi Shot. There we go. Magatsuhi maxes? Not quite, so we'll have Magatsuhi to use on the snake on the next go round, which is actually perfect. This is fine. This works out fine for us. There were no issues. There we go. We then use Mazambarian. We use a Light of Order. I want to bowl at the end of this turn as well, because we're going to need to heal next turn. Yabutsumi Shot. Kanabi Veil. Trumpeter is going to hit Mazambarian. Missed the boss, but actually like the least important person to hit, which is perfect that that's the one that we missed. Chiyu is then going to hit a Yabutsumi Shot. Right. And now our Magatsuhi is max, so we can Magatsuhi the snake. Right, use Call Allies. Yep. We have enough resources to carry this on till the end of the fight, so I think we're fine here. Right, Kujo the snake. Followed up with a Thelastic Calamity. Trumpeter is going to hit his Abufubarian. Kali is screwed. Light of Order. Yabutsumi Shot. Again, we missed the boss. If we didn't have Safeguard, I would be extremely unhappy right now. However, we do have Safeguard, so I'm pretty chill. I'm not worried about the elephant's damage. This is actually a perfect Toxic Spray turn, because we have like a spare turn. And then boom. Yeah. Don't crit. I think it literally can't crit, now that I think about it, because it wasn't a Magatsuhi and we resist. But anyway, it didn't crit. That's all we need to care about. Trumpeter is going to use Mabufubarian. I don't need to heal this turn, which means that we can hit the boss with a Ice Shard. Chiyu. Yabutsumi Shot. It's tempting to go for the kill. We shouldn't do it because that's stupid. Imagine if they made Bowl and Kanabi Veil on the same buff line. That would be so annoying. Right, we actually have another spare turn, so I will get double defense down, which is very rare that we have this many free turns. It makes me feel like I missed something. But I don't think we have. I think we just had enough damage this time. And then crit. Let's see. Magatsuhi is going to be maxed on the perfect turn again. That's fine. I didn't miss anything. We would have known because we would have died. Right. Yabutsumi Shot. Then Mazambarian. Boss is so low on health. It's so tempting to be like, we could just do that little bit more directly to the boss. We could kill it. It's like, no. That's the way to failure. You fail if you break the script. It's very simple. I failed with this logic multiple times. Just hit the boss. Oh, sorry, just don't break the script. I said the wrong one, which I think is very funny after that. We're actually at the exact same MP as we were previously, when I was like, oh yeah, we'll have enough MP because we'll Magatsuhi next turn. That's actually perfect. Yeah, so we Magatsuhi this turn. Sorry, we get Magatsuhi, which then gives Tao enough MP, which then allows her to do another heal. It all works out almost exactly to the tiniest MP margins here. I think that we might have discovered the exact. You lived? Okay, and still use Elastic Calamity. It doesn't matter, but you lived. That was a damage level where you can still survive? Huh. But yeah, I think we might have done this fight to almost exactly the perfect amount of HP and MP to just make it possible. Which I think is kind of funny. I guess Mazanbarian? Yeah. It's still weak for Kali, so I mean it's not like it's terrible, it's just like just unexpected that I had to use that. I might be able to do this without using Soma on Tao again. We're obviously not going to attempt that. If we have the opportunity to Soma on Tao, we're gonna Soma on Tao, but you know. We might just kill him. It feels like such a waste to Soma here. I could life drain gem the boss. It is a waste to Soma here. I'm gonna kill him. Shiva, you've been defeated. Did we just level up 4 times? Really? You level up 4 times from killing Shiva? I guess because we had under-leveled XP. But still, that's nuts. That's absolutely nuts. Also, I suppose the reason why our demons didn't level up is because they're so under-leveled. They're so over-leveled based upon their normal level that we get them, that they that they got a smaller percentage of their health bar, because it costs more XP every single level, I believe. I might be wrong. I don't believe it's the same for each demon in terms of how much XP they need to level up level from level. While for the main character, it's a little bit lower because obviously the main character you're expecting to continue in your party. Anyway. We did it. I'm going to put another point in Vitality. When I did my level ups off screen, I put all of our extra points into Vitality, like every time, because I was like, we need to survive, so I think Vitality makes sense. Oh, I get 4 points. Did I put all 4 points in Vitality? No, we put 1 into... We put 2 into Agility to make it do that cool thing on the bar where it starts glowing. But other than that, I think that's fine. Chi-Yu levels up. Asura levels up. That's it.
Indeed.
That was a splendid dance. You have defeated me. I shall now disappear from this universe. It's a little bit extreme, isn't it? But the Rudra can appear in many forms. Overcome them all and break free. That is the path of the true ruler. Completed quest, a universe in peril, another level up please. 3 gospels? Well, I don't need any more gospels to farm. I guess that's how they expect you to reach level 99 in the base game. Yes, because now I have 5 gospels. So we literally don't need any more gospels. Well, I'm assuming level 99 is the max, of course, which it isn't for your stats, so there you go. Have another vitality point. Vishnu levels up.
Indeed.
What have you got? Catastrophe. A severe physical attack. No. Sandalphon levels up, gets Repel Elect. No. Although Repel is really good, because as we've found out, there aren't really that many Repels in the game. If I was to take it, what would I take over it? I mean, our Fry Cudgel plan just doesn't seem to work for this one. Like, it's just not good. like going for the high chance of critical. Like, the problem with high chance is, like, it literally says it there. It's a chance. I'd prefer to just remove RNG. There we go. I'll take Repel Elect. We also got Sandalphon's Essence. And Fury Shiva has been unlocked. And does it just kick us, like, directly out? It's like, there's just no pillar there anymore. That's it. Maybe a cutscene or something? Nope. I was expecting it to give us something like, now you have completed everything in the game. Go and do the true ending. But no, nothing like that. Alright, well, let's recover. And I guess we will have a quick look at World of Shadows. We'll probably look at this more next time. I just want to see what we need for Shiva. Oh.
Welcome to the
Fury Shiva. So Apotheosis. Oh, we got the new essence. That's fine. We can look at that in a second. Special Fusion. Shiva is level 96, which I think is very funny because we only got enough to take us to 95. There is Shiva. You need Barong and Rangda. Oh, okay. Ours would actually still level up off that, which is cool. You do get Tandava. That's really nice. It costs so much MP when it's on the player side, but we do have an extra 6 Almighty proficiency to go there, so that could work. High Almighty Pleroma. Your Kaja and Inda skills last 2 extra turns. Does that apply? That must apply to Tandava, because this must be saying that this applies to any debuff or buff that you put on. So that must mean that Tandava's negative defense lasts for 5 turns. I think that's what that's saying. That's really good. I'm trying to think how you play this character. So you Tandava, and then you Yabatsumi shot. Yeah. This looks like somebody who may join us for the True Demon fight. Give them a Drain Ice or like a, you know, Repel Ice or something. And you're laughing. That's fantastic. Yeah, okay. Shiva's a definite could be in the party. Right. Actually, we need to go in there again. Lore. The great god who governs the destruction and creation of the world. He is the most worshipped god in Hinduism alongside Vishnu. It's said that he purifies the world through destruction only to rebuild it anew, and though he casts terrifying destruction against the demons, he also blesses his followers. Shiva has been depicted in many ways, but most common is for him to have 4 hands, 1 face, and 3 eyes. He wields a Trishula, or trident, and his 3rd eye is said to emit a ray of light that destroys all it touches. Cool. Right. Well, we have one more thing to do. We have to look at his essence. Essence. Shiva. We also have new things in our quest, I guess because we just accepted a quest. Oh, we also have Sandalphon's essence as well. So resistances are good. Obviously, the ice is something that we could fix there. And then comes with a lot of cool stuff. Sandalphon. Good collection of abilities. Again, resistances are quite good. Alright. The Analyzes of Shiva. And the quest was 3 keys. No, that's not the right one. The quest was Universe in Peril. There we go. Which had a reward of 3 Gospels. Now the next question is, do we level to 99 before we go and do everything else? I don't know. I think probably 95 is fine. I think that we should, I imagine, walk over whatever is going to appear in the rest of the game. But, yeah. We'll have a look at our World of Shadows next time, as there are a few very notable things for us to fuse. And I'll see you then. So, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.